Should have figured she'd follow him. Anything black. Stupid ass female. You don't see them with hate, but you say it because you know people are just so fucking stupid. God. Ignorant as, still hating emotionally unstable women. Damn. Getting on my goddamn nerves. Which ones I have. Oh, I'm tired of them. just let me feel it. It's just fucking unbelievable. What you looking for? You want to tell me? I'm not giving you more. You just had two. You think this is a game, huh? With your big fat shelf, huh? You think this is a game? Mwah. What's up, Papa? Go ahead. What you doing? He say hi. Say hi. Say hi out. He said, now get me out the camera, bro. You think you popo? Huh? Don't sit there looking at me like you retarded. What's up, baby? I'm waiting for more people coming in. Cause you know what? There'll be people talking some retarded stuff. They don't be saying nothing. You know, they allow them to have a couple 100,000 followers in like 10 months. And they be talking about nothing. Hell, heck, this. I'm not gonna say the person's channels, the people's channels, but they're talking about absolutely nothing. So we're gonna wait, and they be like, when they set up, they be like 150 people waiting to go up in there to listen to nothing. I mean, I know what it alludes to, but I cannot believe that all our melanated people are this delusional and that you don't know people that need to sit down and listen. Maybe you're one of a consortium. We're going to address some of these things this AM. Let me turn this around for Brave. All right? Not Boston, because that's not the name of that place. You dig what I'm saying? It's not called Boston. It's not Boston. No matter how many retarded pale skins think they're badasses because they grew up there. It's not the name, and it's not their land. You know me, I'm gonna set fire to stuff, man. But we're gonna read a little bit of Behold the Pale Horse too. Yo, that's a good read, y'all. What I was reading last night is crazy. If you're afraid of stuff, right? Inanimate objects, because you've been indoctrinated, don't read it. Because if you start having a deeper understanding of self, you can appreciate this stuff. But until then, some of you just want to get the books, but you're not cordial, you're frugal. And it can, okay? Especially if you don't really understand what's being spoken or what's being written. Excuse me. Let me, I don't know the light, where it's coming through. They've been really going at it last night. They've been just all over the place. So, there we go. That's all right. They're going to do what they're going to do. You know what I mean? That's cool. Well, jump up there if you're going to jump up there, man. Stop playing. So if you got about 5 or 10 minutes, go around and do whatever. Usually some people take like 10, 20. I'm going to wait until we get more people in here and that's it. I was going to shave this morning. I was like, man, no. Lavender and lemon with a little honey. The honey's already, it's dried honey. It's already, so I didn't, because I would have added too much. It's strong. It's 2 bags. Well, I already steeped one, and so it's about, a cup of tea is usually around 4 ounces. Okay, so this is about 10 ounces. So I already steeped 1 bag in about 6 ounces. So I added another 4 and added a bag, and I added about half a lemon, a little less. So it's perfect, perfecto mundo. I'm only having 1 meal today, so. This is not about losing weight. This is about, I'll speak on that too. Yeah, I don't really like taking them and stuff. I just like to take them and swallow them. Fermented B12, multi-B, fermented multi-B vitamin. It's really good. And a plant-based, all plant-based, no soys, no additives. You can actually make it yourself. Vitamin C, which most people think vitamin C is not a mineral, but it is. Just like copper, magnesium, and zinc. Vitamin C, unless you're getting folic acid, which is the man-made version, not the folate or the acidity, which is the citrus. Okay, so that's how they fool people. The fake Jews that created it, and the companies that are pushing the chemicals, which actually has an adverse reaction and bad effect in your body. Okay, and there's other ways to break it down. There's all kind of doctors and him blah blah blahs that get all into the fake math of it all. Oh, that's good. Did y'all watch Carol Mills talking about Thomas Edison, who was actually April Edison? I know everything about these, you know, how he helped make cotton gins. Well, he was making them, manufacturing cotton gins. And they want y'all to, this is what peak it is. Remember, who remembers the picture of the 30-something-year-old fake Jew that owns Wikipedia that I shared? Anyway, they're letting people go in there now because they want to sell it, because they know that it's when they tried to adapt it to the Google narrative, they were having a very hard time because there was still very old information. So what do you do if you have very old information? You want to debunk it yourself. You want to make all the good information and maybe real information seem as if it's unworthy to be posted or printed, right? So what they're doing is they're letting people go in and edit stuff, okay? And so they're creating this narrative. First of all, his mother was a mulatto. What is a mulatto? It has nothing to do with being a half-breed, pale skin. She was indigenous, you know? Look at Barry White's mother. Does she look African? See, I don't really like that term African. I'm glad that there are other people of that land who are coming around and saying, don't call me an African. People who are literally, them guys have been working out and they are whooping people's butts. You know, this is what you call me. I'm originally from here. There are people saying that they're originally from India. They're originally from Germany. They are becoming aware. Most of those people you see going into these countries with the fake Zionist, I hate saying Zionist because Zion has nothing to do with these Ashkenazis. That's the only term I'll use. But that's fitting because I don't even think they're that. Okay? They're going in these countries, and so the media is playing this thing that we have all these immigrants and these pale-skinned bewilderers don't even get the fact that they're dealing with some of the original people returning to the land. And some of those pale skins are still melanated. I don't want to say Negro because it means necro. It literally does, people. Somebody said they was actually able to chat with Umar and said, why don't you go over there and challenge our brother Jim Lucifer Red Wolf. So he put question marks. And so if you look at Umar, he's a punk. He's a straight up phallus. And I know if you did your research or the little agents are willing to tell you, they're not as sure. Because to them, I'm an anomaly. You are punk, and I'll see you here or the after, guaranteed. Guaranteed. Y'all want to believe in your little promises and all that empty stuff? No, I will see you. He's totally there. What is he taking vitamins? Let me tell you something, retards. It is still a body. It is still comprised of things of this world. And if you can't vibrate to get your head up out of hot, shut up your thought because it's misaligned and misguiding you. How's that? A philosophy. Brain dead, can't even think straight. Oh, I sat here for about 25 minutes just, and I told you I had the PDF, right? But it ain't nothing like when you're looking at it, because I don't like looking at the screens. I don't, y'all. Am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth? Galatians 4:16. I don't even have to look, I know that much. Inscribed upon the cross when Jesus was crucified were the Latin words, Jesus Nazaretus Rex Luderum. Pontius Pilate was the author of that famous inscription. Latin was Pontius Pilate's mother tongue. Authorities competent, excuse me, to translate and pass upon the correct translation into English agree that is Jesus the Nazarene, ruler of Judeans. There is no disagreement among them of that. The word Jew did not occur anywhere in the English language until the 18th century. Let me say it again. The Judeans are not Jews. So whenever you see people running around, we're the true Jews. Well, listen again. The word Jew did not occur anywhere in the English language until the 18th century. And if you have a problem with that, because I know that IUC and all of them, they'll try and change stuff, because, you know, some of them actually come over here and watch. I actually chat with some of those guys who still follow that monkey ass fed, that little cop. I call him a punk. And I call him that to his face. You know, some guys become cops and they think because they learn a little hand to hand and get their little order together, they believe they're actually that tough. They really, really believe it. And I wish y'all would believe as much as that to pull yourselves up out of hot. But I know some of you don't want to come out of hot, because how can you come out of hot when you've been lied to for so long? And it's become commonology to be your way. I wouldn't expect nothing less neither. But yet, y'all do have a position to change and manifest something different. And that's the only reason why I'm doing this. I'm not going to be going all like cursing. You know what? I think it might be over there beside the bed, because I read a lot. And sometimes I got to go to another book and read something. It is. It's over there. I'm not getting up to get it. So anyway, y'all know that Arthur Kessler, 13th tribe. And like I said, there's several other books. This is a new one. So I wanted to read new ones. Those other ones, y'all didn't help me buy. So look them up and find them yourself and purchase them yourself. Like I said, I'm here to teach. Now, I've been seeing a lot of videos coming out in the last 2 years with everything that I've been saying for the last goddamn some odd decades. And I'm grateful. I am. But I know that people are ego strokers and they want the glitz and the glamour of being sought as the information, and when they don't know, they still don't know nothing. The beautiful thing is, every time I hear somebody say, we're the real Jews, I want to smack them in their mouth. I say it just to bring you in. I have a way, there's a method to the madness, to corral people in and then start breaking things down. This is a boot camp, reverse George Orwellian factor, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, Jesus referred to himself as a Judean. In the modern day use were historically Khazars or Chazars. Ergo, why brother man always puts up Chazars. A Mongolian Nordic tribe who roamed northern Europe. And they used their cousins to put them in place of us in numerous places. Here though, we namely wiped them out. No hate, just the truth. Can't do nothing if you have a problem with that. And that's the remnant of us that were left when we came together and we realized that is why it's important for you to come together today, because that's why they wanted to keep you from coming together, because they know what you're capable of, but because of your ignorance, you tidy them over with their little fictional holidays, their reversals of thoughts and everything else. And you cannot let no man put you under. Let no man or no weapon forged against us, and no man put us under. I don't think you literally understand what that means. I will take a day to break that down literally for literacy purposes. The enemy screwed up. I gave them a deal. And because of their heightened ignorance, all in the mountains and deep, and everything. They think they're so safe and all that. They've attacked and by scarily murdered some of. They're still around. They're just not going to play with them this time and allow them to think that they could do it again. I know. We can see your rhythms. We can see. We can read. You can't read nothing. The enemy's watching. So what? They have been watched from their inception, from when they were created. And besides that, that's written by Benjamin H. Friedman. Yes, one of them, their own. Some of them have had dreams and contact, and they scared shitless. So they're telling the truth, regardless of what happens. Anybody willing to allow themselves to get murked by the little monkeys here to tell the truth? The individuals doing it should really be paying attention. Worst thing they can do is hide people wanting to come over here on notifications. Each one of them, it don't matter if they brought 1,000 in, are gonna die. I'm being very direct. And in a very, very bad way. Some of y'all need to go and look at what Michael B. Jordan said not too long ago, and all of a sudden his car, he had a little accident. The mind is easily to sway. It's easy to maneuver people, even in the pontiff of your sick existence. Just like Russell Simmons is returning, and P. Diddy and all of them. They really believe that they can purchase their way out because they have sacrificed and made sacrifices and did things to be in a position to enjoy the world of the sickness. No, their ending is going to be just terrible. And I would advise you to get out of that. It doesn't matter what you believe or think. It doesn't matter. Oh, Snoop, thank you, baby, for the chrysanthemums. Yeah, I'm like, I went after I got back to make some chrysanthemum tea. Y'all know I like to eat it and everything. And I'm real meticulous. I am. Sometimes I have to change up. Sometimes I have to throw socks in the middle of the floor to get uncomfortable, to allow it to exist, to refocus. Yeah, literally. And y'all say where's that, right? Everything is put away. Just I can go and get my, my teas when I don't really want to eat. My fruit and onions and everything, it's right there, and I'm not eating a whole lot of onions, but these onions are safe. And I'm about to make some onion stew here in a little bit. And I'm looking at the bag like, why is that ripped? Now, I don't rush to put up anything. I'm not running or in a rush to go anywhere or do anything. I don't open my bag. I'm meticulous. And I'm like, what is this rip? And this material is pretty tough. It's like somebody did something and shoved it back in there, wasn't paying attention, and it looks like a thumb held it. I don't do that. I hold the bags by the top. If anybody was to know how I've always been, I don't just grab. If I'm going to show you, I might walk with it, but it'll be a way I cusp it. See, this is the mistake. And then somebody will say, well, aren't you worried? Well, about what? Maybe you need to go back and watch some lives. Surf them, just go through them and pay attention. I mean, I know some of you feel like you have no time to really, really look beyond. And some of you, you want to live in a world of mysticism and fake, mystic, and all this other boo-ha-ha nonsense, instead of realizing there's a reality. Let me break something down. I don't need Claude Anderson and Phil Hartman, all these individuals. When I was in Camden, New Jersey, Right, this is before my little buddies, old heads, want to jump me in and make me an honorary crip. But they jumped me in, we fight, and I got a little black eye and lumped up, so I guess it'll be official. We fought for about 15, 20 minutes. That's how we do in Jersey, for those who aren't aware. Because a lot of y'all think y'all really badasses. No, when we hit, you could hear it down the street. I mean, bop, bop, you would think bones are breaking. And any of y'all from where I'm from, you know this to be the truth. For those men who still exist, not these little wandering around soy babies that are secretly sucking each other off and whatever they're doing, whatever, you know. That didn't happen. That was in deep secret. Most of the time with guys that got locked up and came out of prison. That just wasn't normal. All right. I went to war and they were out in the bush and thought they were going to die, and they would just make a deal. This is the stories I've read in books, war books. And they make a deal. Let's sex each other up. And they liked it. They come back. Yes. I know you don't know this, but first I want to break something down. I told you the sun is the feminine energy, and it is. The moon is masculine, but this moon is not what you think it is. Okay? And it's not one sun. There are tons, hundreds of suns all over. No, we can't see them all. It's not meant for us. There's one that burns orange white. And it's not that far up, whether 73 or 80 whatever miles up. It's not that high, and it's not that big. You know, it's large, but it's not as big as it's been made to the illusion. Okay, the sun is where? In the sky. For the sun is in the heavens. What is the sky? The heavens. From the surface of the earth below and up, right? That's the heavens. So if the sun is in the heavens, doesn't mean a boy. That's the reversal. The inversion is to have you believe outside of your existence. When you are the gods with the sun in the heavens as she nurtures. The masculine energy is the male at night. The masculine energy is in the heavens. The sun is elsewhere providing service for the other brothers and sisters on the earth. So the moon is actually just an extrapolation, because at night with the darkness, that means you are supposed to be inside. You're supposed to be comforted and protected by the energy around you. But now we don't have those buildings with good energy. The energy is misplaced because it has no focus and direction, and you are allowing a perversion of that energy, a bad frequency, to disrupt you at night when you're supposed to be healing. Are you starting to get where God in heaven is now? That you are the gods, heaven is all around you, but they have created the inversion and the reversal, a hell on earth. But you don't see it, and yet they're spraying chemicals poisoning you. They poison your food numerously. They've petrified and putrefied your water. They've killed off so many things. And you still want to go to a book because some wayward Negroes, that means they're living a dead lie. They're not alive. They're not alive. That is a spell, a word that casts a spell. And because people use it so adequately all the time, you stay stuck in that spell, dead, not living your truth and existing as you should. It goes for you white folks too. Because you're not white, which alludes to black, which means necro, which means negro, which applies to both, which means dead. Whether they seal it on paper and people walk around with it with a smile as if it's something good, or in horror because of the affliction that came with it, which was a basic lie constructed to keep a people under hoof and heel, and to falsely raise a false people up who are never meant to be in a position over anything because they can't even maintain it. Challenge me. Challenge me. You come a looking. Challenge me. You want to know what darkness looks like? The pureness of it? I'm looking at these little goofy Satanists, Luciferians in Boston, tearing up the Bible. An instruction they know nothing about because they want to be wanton in their goofiness. Every mom's town, these little fake Jewish women bought and paid to run around trying to take your guns so they can have people who I want to call idiots. But you'd be surprised to know that some of those parties would actually benefit and help you. I can't say no more on that. You want to mitigate and control the people. You take their children. While most of the melanated men run around doing nothing. Standing there looking at Charleston White. Let's say it was a big act. No, let's say, and they want to talk all big and everything. Those who have a few dollars, they litigate with no purpose. I gotta stop changing, excuse me. Anyway, you know what I'm alluding to, right? Y'all keep following these things, believing that some false sense of hope is going to come from them. And you're not getting it. We're going to read a little bit of the Behold the Pale Horse. There's enough people who I've been following and follow me on Facebook. And I see the majority of them are very unenlightened, very ignorant. And the only thing they have to live by is that little tiny thing they believe is an accomplishment. And it's the worst thing because it separates, it divides. Self-appreciation. There's no real, okay? I mean, think about it. Russell Simmons has been gone doing yogi, kundalini, blah, 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 eating vegan. He's done become enlightened and feels safe in his enlightenment. To the idiot boy who's perversely, did things that were illegal with little young ones, like all of them do. The indoctrination, of course. Thought he could just come back. If they hadn't already whooped him off and created something else. But they have to have the show. It must go on. And people have to have something to talk about. I really don't care about Russell Simmons. I don't care about Busta Rhymes. I don't care about none of those idiots, all right, who let what we create in this time, since the 70s or 80s, be taken over by the enemy and perverted so that they can have a short existence of frugalness. I don't care about none of them. KRS-One said something, and he knows why he didn't go to the awards and why he doesn't do things, and because he is on a different march. And they know that they can't entice him. But they still have the instruments of vile and villains around. But y'all not making sure he's safe. You're not making sure each other are safe. You're still spread out in the hood. I don't care if you're in suburbia or the city or the outskirts. You are still in the hood because you have a hood mentality. A big space that's empty with nothing in it. Now imagine if you were all around each other. You didn't care about how your breasts and your booties. You didn't care about how your nose, or if you're too small or too large in the girth. The hood wouldn't exist because we'd all be full. We would be full with each other, and the compliments wouldn't have to be needed because there'd be pure love. But because you still hold on to that fake pole position, knowing that you have disdain in all venues that are been laid out in this false world they've created, you still stand there vigorously holding on as if something's going to give. It's you that's going to give. That's what they're waiting on. That's why they're doing everything, because you are intrusive to self. You refuse to enlighten self. You refuse to allow self. And then you have those individuals Man, I ain't come over there. I came over to learn. I ain't come over there for the beat me to you beat me up. Well, if you're taking it and I'm beating you up, I must be telling you the truth. So that means, yeah, why don't you get your ass on? You're a weakling and you need to go and work on yourself. And if you choose not to, you're cannon fodder. I really don't care. Make sense? Well, I had some of that clove tea last night before I went to sleep. Whew, I woke up this morning, boy, I must have vacated every crevice in my body. I was afraid I was going to have to call the plumber on me stuff. Well, that clove tea ain't no joke. That stuff will lay you out and clear you out. You hear me? It will. It sure will. What are you doing, man? Don't be, my heel ain't right there. Don't be scratching my heel, okay? I love you. Don't be doing that. Well, my heel's to the, I have a, he likes to be under me, and he likes to be hidden. So he goes underneath, it's all hidden under the chair, right? And I push my heel back and he'll just put the claws on. Boy, if you don't stop, put the claws on it, but I can feel them. Okay. Al. Boy, if you don't chill out. I said we ain't playing right now, man. We're playing a little bit, okay, Papa? All right. Yeah, I see you. All right. Let's get into a little William Cooper. What was that? Let me say hi to everybody first, okay? Because we're going to read. Oh, what's going on, beloved? What's happening? Hey, Snoo, what's up, baby? Thank you, baby. She bought me another one. She bought me that one, you know? Marcus William, what's going on? What's going on, beloved? So, there you go. Thank you. Yeah. I watched like about half of it. I'll watch the other half today. I really like to watch all of his stuff. I'll watch from the beginning. Oh, hey, Rondo, what's going on, beloved? What's cracking? What's cracking? What's going on, beloved? What's happening? Hey, Trick Peters. Okay, what's going on? What's going on? Grand Elevation Ascension, beloved. What's happening? I had Clover T, too, rescuing me last night via diving into the ocean. Discuss later, roger that. Grand Elevations, hey, you already know, beloved. Yeah, we'll discover it, yeah, via diving into the ocean. Hey, Wild Indian, what's going on, beloved? It's good to see you, man. What's good? Yeah. I don't like to let the dark side of me out because it's very, yeah. Anyway, the last one we were reading, chapter 14. Oh, excuse me. This is Behold a Pale Horse by William Cooper. You know, the man they assassinated, like so many, worthlessly, and just so you know they manipulated some things, but we don't care about that. So there's some things I haven't read because I believe they created it. We were reading a proposed constitutional model for the new states of America, prepared over a 10-year period by the Center for Democratic Studies of Santa Barbara, California, at a total cost to the United States taxpayers of over $25 million. You already know how I feel about the fiat thing, right? A proposed constitutional model for the new states of America, preamble. So we already read that and we got into Article 1, rights and responsibilities. So where we're at now, we are over at Article 2. We went through all 16 sections. No, we were in, responsibilities. So responsibilities has 13. We're just going to go through those preambles, right? All right, and I just want you to pay attention as we go through them, okay? Ready for a swim, and we went on. Oh, roger that. So let's go ahead and responsibilities. Section 1. Each freedom of the citizen shall prescribe a corresponding responsibility not to diminish that of others. I want to read that again. Because you know you have Child Protective Services, SPC, you have all these different agencies. And this is what shows you that most of the people that join these for a bag aren't really aware of what they're doing, and though they know that they believe not knowing, believe that they're doing something good, and for the better and protection of others. I have witnessed some of these people standing in somebody's house and they see that the children are fine. They know that there's nothing wrong, and they would still go in, and the police aren't supposed to be there. That is outside of what they're doing. Not one police officer have I realized or recognized them doing what is required, which is solving a crime, but based upon accusations, which goes against everything fundamentally steeped in the Constitution and Bill of Rights, because we're dealing with a perversion of magistrates and a system that is exactly that, a system. It is not loyal to the people. It is not of or by the people for the people. It is not to keep them safe or protected. It is to further persecute and create more deliberately by the Mossad, CIA, or whatever you want to call these mother suckers. Okay, I don't care what you call them. But the reality is, it's an inversion. And then they have their puppets make fake fictional laws that aren't really laws, but to bring a war. I mean, Hillary Clinton says, you know, what did she call y'all? What did Hillary Clinton call y'all? Super predators. Well, it seems to be that the drug problem, the majority of it, and they want to say you're 13% of the population at the time, so they're looking at the numbers, it was still out of whack. The majority of drug users were predominantly in so-called white states. Utah, our beloved Utah, being the people in the land, and another state. And this has been like that ever since. Even during the crack epidemic, they were doing it just as much, if not more. More money to spend, and a lot of it hidden. But because the media plays the part of the role of the fake Jew, the Ashkenaz. Okay? So let me read it again. Each freedom of the citizen shall prescribe a corresponding responsibility. Meets, right? Matches, corresponding to each citizen for the citizens of the U.S. court. Corresponding responsibility not to diminish that of others. Who are the others? Nobody ever reads this. Of speech, these are others. Communication, assembly, and petition, to grant the same freedom to others of religion, to respect that of others, of privacy, not to invade that of others, lands, personnel, belongings, being, existing, of the holding and disposal of property, the obligation to extend the same privilege to others. I am not turning the other cheek. Section 2. Individuals and enterprises holding themselves out to serve the public shall serve all equally and without intention to misrepresent. Yet you have dumb Negroes, dead things, who were attempting to convey you to vote for Hillary. And she has no respect for you. None of them. Look at Obama. He just had an input on that goofy movie that came out. It speaks volumes to what you're seeing. You know, with the little girl at the end going into the shelter and nobody else is all out there, and agents, and guy losing his teeth. You know what I mean? Frequencies, right? Threefold attack, which most of you who are in the know about that. You're looking at the plan in New York where they want people to pay to drive, to do all kind of stuff, as if this is legal. But yet nobody over there is studying this stuff and speaking up, while you have them fake esquires who aren't worried. And then the brick, 55 American dollars to one brick dollar. You're going to sit there and believe that you have to outsource everything, that you can't start building here, but you need a factory to make everybody feel safe, when everybody can learn how to take care and do what needs to be done? But because you have this racist appetite, these ignoramuses, and those who parlay it with silver-tongued ventures, and because of your slothfulness and laziness, well, Ergo, the situation you're in. Outside or outside the door entities are persuading how you move inside your home. So without intention to misrepresent, as this fictional government is doing, exactly the opposite. Conforming to such standards as may improve health and welfare. You think they care about your health? They want you to be jabbed up. And everybody that's being jabbed up is, I don't care who you are, and the ones, I'm talking about the ones that really got all the stuff that they find in. Man, that's no fact checking, fake information, medical or anything. The research is there. Lawsuits are pending. Nah. And welfare, well, how come there's so many homeless veterans? And now why there's so many people choosing to be homeless? Because they're doing drugs. They have osteoporosis and they have bone deformation because of synthetic chemicals compared to the real heroin. They're walking with their backs bent over, and some are leaning and without falling like zombies, as if they created that. People are blowing themselves up just to get a rich, to do a shake, or because they need a fix, as if they invented that. No one sat around in some laboratory, and said, let's get together and make this stuff. When we know that meth was used in the last days of the war, some say maybe before that, in Germany. And it was an experiment. And the same ones that came and brought it here is the same government that put it out on the streets, because you know the hijack once they killed your King Lincoln, the melanated Abe Lincoln. Section 3. Protection of the law shall be repaid by assistance in its enforcement. This shall include respect for the procedures of justice, apprehension of lawbreakers, and testimony at trial. First, you must be able to articulate with proof, not a thought or a belief, that this person is a criminal or a lawbreaker. And those who are doing the apprehension must know the law, regardless of the procedure they utilize to apprehend the criminal. See, when they start operating on operandus of procedures, that has nothing to do with the laws. Therefore, ergo, you have so many innocents being murdered, lied, corroborated by the same faulted frugal system, and all because y'all choose not to go under one roof and dismill the roof and be in your truth. Section 4. And we know that the kangaroo courts, because you see what they did to so many of our people. Even after electrocuting the 14-year-old kid here a couple of years ago, some pale skins and goofy nigga tried to turn around and say, well, he actually did it, so he deserves to be electrocuted. Did y'all see that? Oh, they put that away real quick. Section 4. Each citizen shall participate in the process of democracy. What is democracy? When did it become something? Who instilled that Ashkenazi narrative that has nothing to do with the Republic, for each one to teach one, the respect of each one, and live vicariously through one another, which they disseminated and destroyed? No, they want you to live the lie. Democracy has nothing to do with unification or order or bringing together. It is a word play. That's why I'm so... And everybody lives in liberal states is still drinking the water, the Kool-Aid. Assisting in the selection of officials and in the monitoring of their conduct in office. Well, the monitor has been laid down. They're allowing this bastard to carry this agenda to the end, because they want to shock you with an awe and a woe, because they're warlike. They're criminals. And you see the agenda laid out before you. The ill and the sickness. You even had a CIA woman tell you about the 5-second mask. Well, they said 5 minutes. 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means they could start it and put it on and look totally like everybody else. And you wouldn't know the individual that just walked out the building who was in the camera, because you wouldn't see them. Section 5. Each shall render such service to the nation as may be uniformly required by law. Objection by reason of conscience being adjudicated, okay, I'm how to say that right, as hereinafter provided. So what is that saying, people? Each shall render such services to the nation as may be uniformly agreed upon, required by law. What law? If they don't know the law, or when they lie and conspire together. Objection by reason of conscience being adjudicated as hereinafter provided. So if I get together and we turn off our mics and we're sitting there going, this is what we're going to do. We were wrong, but we're going to put these charges. You know, it might take a little while. You'd be sitting behind a desk. We'll work it out. You know, we have the Benevolent Police Association and and the system's pretty much on the side. Unless they don't like you. And then they're going to burn you at the stake. Or we're dealing with the opposite of that, aren't we? And not in good conscience, because nobody's really awake, are they? And as far as the law, nobody laws the law because they think it's the law of paper, not the law of commonality, rationality, and how we live in our existence. Nature, the natural order of things. Seeing how everybody's outside of it, I guess you must accept the paper laws that they write over hundreds every day in every state. And what laws are those if the Constitution is supreme? Are you starting to catch up on the perversion? Let me finish this one off. And none shall accept or may receive special privileges unless they be for a public purpose defined by law. So quality immunity is fraudulent, so that the perversions can still follow through as long as you've been conditioned to accept it. And I tell you that that is a fictional law. It is not real, no matter who said and signed. The problem is because you have been conditioned and groomed to accept it as a resource. You move with it as they move in a costume in fiction. Section 6. Each shall pay whatever share of governmental costs is consistent with fairness to all. Well, they sound like they want to be Levites. Well, we know we're not dealing with a Levitical order, so what are we dealing with? You must abscond from the truth and accept whatever they say? That's not what it says. It says, each shall pay whatever share of government, this is not taxes, of governmental costs is consistent with fairness to all. Is the gas fair? Is the education system fair? Is homework fair? A magistrate supposed to play judges? Because a person has a costume, supposed to make sure you're safe in your travels and your ventures, to make sure that the foundations and structures are sound everywhere while they're falling apart? It seems to be everything that they're doing is moot because everything they're pushing is about homosexuality, which was never there. It wasn't there in the beginning as far as a law and legal. Who says it should be now because you call a couple of wayward individuals who are from broken families and drugs and everything else who murder? Isn't that, see, the commonality? Isn't that what war is? Isn't this a war created by the very ones because of the ignorance of the people who don't refuse to come under one roof but be under the cup of lies, plaguing them with noise? Section 7. Each shall refuse awards or titles from other nations or their representatives except as they be authorized by law. So you have people out here fundamentally doing things, and they're standing up with these big smiles, getting these placards and ribbons and medals. What law is that? What ego-tripping emplacement of fiction has been permitted and allowed? I don't have to break that down any further, do I? Please, I don't want to. Competition. Because this is not, life is not a competition. It never was, but they've made it one. So they removed life from living, and they made it competition. Isn't that like a motor that you just built and didn't test, but you're going to put it on the street and run it? Because it's a motor. That's like they've been groomed, so you're going to put them on the street, but they haven't been nurtured. Okay. Section 8. There shall be a responsibility to avoid violence and to keep the peace. For this reason, the bearing of arms or the possession of lethal weapons shall be confined to the police, members of the armed forces, and those licensed under law. And so you know what this is stating, right? Proposed constitutional model, New States of America. Pay attention. Cooperators in the corruption, right? Section 9, each shall assist in preserving the endowments of nature and enlarging the inheritance of future generations. Is that a word of shiftiness, promises, lucrative to what and to who? When somebody says, oh, we promised to do this, it doesn't mean that they meant it for you in a good way. It could be in a way of plight, struggle, and persecution. We don't have need for you anymore. Thank you for your service. As you turn around, Agent Smith and Agent Smith will accompany you to your vehicle. You'll be in the dumpster or in the meat grinder and no longer. Whose inheritance? Think about it. If you're living a lie, what do you have inherited when they drop the bomb on you? You're not original. We brought you here as babies. You were orphans. Oh, the original ones are gone. Thank you. Now, this is what you have. This is the opportunity and choice you have. You serve us. When you see that wall over there with all those red splashes on it, and that big hole that's about half a mile down where that stench is coming from, those are your two options. Oh, my Native Americans and Pale-skins want to play Indian. Section 10. Those granted the use of public lands. Granted the use of public lands? Granted. The heir, or the senior civil service, and of the Senate shall regard their service as a permanent obligation, and shall not engage in enterprise seeking profit from the government. Well, that'll be obedient slave, won't it? Thank you for everything you've done. We're going to give this to you. Now go and live. Fucking whatever we need, we'll come and take it. Ooh, Section 11. Retired officers of the armed forces, of the senior civil service, and of the Senate shall regard this service as a permanent obligation and shall not engage in enterprise seeking profit from the government. Remember that. Section 12. The division, listen to this, the devising or controlling of devices for management of technology shall establish responsibility for results or resulting costs. That's like saying, hey, look at all these guillotines I got. Need I say more? Oh, look at all these death gas chambers and lethal injection chairs. Ooh, look at all these furnaces. Wait a minute. Look at all these structures we built, over 2 million out there in California that are in the ground with bars and fences and cages and those big posts to watch if anybody escapes to shoot them. Nobody's in right now, I don't think. Or maybe they're right experimenting. Out here, oh, they're everywhere. And all the big plastic coffins still everywhere. I'm surprised all these little white nationalists and racists haven't went and blew them up or destroyed or burnt them. And all these Umar Johnsons and so-called Hebrew black movements, and yeah, they're just mouthpieces and blah 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 blah, waiting on some magic daddy to come down and save you. Section 13. All rights and responsibilities defined herein shall extend to such associations of citizens as may be authorized by law. What laws are these? Next, we'll be getting into Article 2, the new states. and may shed a little light. No, we're not talking about the stuff you're governed by right now. These are the perversions of that. This is the idea for the New World Order. This is after all you are gone. Okay? And don't say they're disabling, baby. You're letting them. All of you. I appreciate y'all. Hey, if y'all want to donate, I appreciate it. I mean, it is what? Tuesday? Was it Wednesday? Y'all know I don't follow these days and times. I don't believe in them, nor do I have need or use for them. Okay, it's Thursday. And tomorrow's Friday. You know, I used to have people in here that and I think they don't know that I'm going live because some people have hit me up and says, "Yo, Ray, I came back. I was unsubscribed." And they said, "But I hit it and everything was there." It's what they're doing to everybody. And there's people who hit me up with super chat and everything when I'm talking because I'm always sharing information when nobody else is talking about, and they appreciate it. Especially when they like to hear me when I'm all cursing and going ballistic and all that, which is just entertaining those. And now it's like you have a hard time to support and help the brother grow the channel and pursue more adventures to be able to break things down to you in a way that might be beneficial or may be beneficial for quite a few. Not saying the majority at all. I know times are tight. No, they really aren't. We just make it seem that way because we're too lazy to come together. We could have built the whole city in a matter of 2 years. We could have. Built our own vehicles, own boats, ships, everything. Had our own grid, electric, everything else. Those who know how to do things. But because y'all are stuck in your job, slaving, and your children, and this, and your bills, and all that, you never slash 99A or anything. You'll never walk together as a tribe, as a nation, because of your fears, but you want to walk around and move like you're tough and strong. You don't get it. It may be too late because of your ignorance. So I tell you what, go buy all the water, go buy all the dried food, and then when they start laser hitting and blowing up everywhere you live, let's see how well that works out for the next people that come along when there's nothing but ashes and melted aluminium, and maybe some charred bones and a few teeth from you left behind. I just had to say a truth. We could have been swinging pickaxes, jackhammers, pneumatic ones, building our own safe little haven, as far as we choose. But my wife won't listen. Oh, what your wife? You own it. You own the woman you with, huh? You still believe in that damn fake ass marriage. My husband, oh, shut up. Like I said, the most powerful creatures have been subdued. And you think they're going to let that get out of control? You think they're not going to turn around and take advantage of that? That's what they've been doing because y'all just don't get it. Because you keep listening and watching all these dumb niggas. Charles Manson, he told you the truth. You were gods. Now they've been subjugated. Well, there's the few that's going to lash out and they're going to destroy a whole lot. And it don't matter what these things do. But for you to have the chance and to lament and be lazy, and you pale skins to be ignorant of this reality, to even join in and become part of the commodity of this truth, reckless and self-endangering. I'm not saying nothing that hasn't been said before. You just probably haven't heard it. So it's the first time that I'm sharing something, I guess. Anything I say, the sources and references and information is out there. And I know some people go, well, how did he get all that information? I said, you have all that information within you. You just choose not to dig deep. There are people over here who I show a lot of respect to. I don't care if I wanted to dick them down or wanted them to meet my sister, you know, whichever one. All right? They're not even responsibly respectful. And they don't even know how to speak up and hold their peace because they make bad choices. And it's just the commodity of what they do. Even though they talk lucratively big in front of people who have not stepped into their truth. Hold on for a second, please. Hold on. 1 second. I didn't turn the notifications off, y'all. Well, 2 of them I keep off, but I gotta remind myself. You know what I'm saying? They are attempting to destabilize the country. Ain't gonna happen. No, it is happening. It's already destabilized, baby girl. It is destabilized. Hey, Devin DeMar, what's going on, beloved? What's happening? What's happening? Anybody else come up in? Check out the new bills passed. Few allude to meth rehab because plenty of the is done. Yes, yes. That's when they always doing it. You know what I'm saying? I know, brother. Fear none, I know, brother. Relax, I got you, beloved. He's talking about the Netflix movie, Leave the World Behind. Yeah, that was the one. I actually saw it when it first came out. I didn't even know I watched it because I think I fell asleep on it. So I woke up this morning, I went to the end, and I was like, oh, wait a minute. I remember waking up and turning off my TV because I fell asleep with the crap on. Herbo, what's going on, beloved? I think I got you, right? Yeah, it's good. Marcus Williams, I got. Anyway, everything's already destabilized. The thing is to bring stability in. Most people have. Remember I was saying, if I teach you red is black and black is red. So if you've been nurtured to hold on and stay pragmatic in where you at, your job, relationship, the vehicle that keeps breaking down, doing the drug you do, eating the same garbage, and somebody's telling you otherwise, not taking the time to learn how to germinate plants for the benefit of something different, you're holding on to things because you've been nurtured. I'm not saying nurtured is always a good thing, but the wrong kind of nurture, and it's hard to disseminate, to remove, and then we institutionally have been institutionalized to create excuses to barter, to hold oneself in positions and places, whether it's in a job. Like I said, if I'm working at the pier or the docks and I have a resentment for the job, but because I have bills and I have people saying, bro, keep the job, it's paying you better than working at McDonald's. You know, because when McDonald's first started off, it was like $3.35 or something like that, minimum wage. Nobody could live off of that. And then the taxes they were hitting you was damn near half the check. See, this is the perversion of the system that they've always created. But what it is it's a conditioning process. So when you start getting into this thing and want union and fighting, then you realize the union guys, people are rich because now they're robbing you, but they're not really getting nothing done unless you belong to like the PBA, the Police Benevolent Association or something like that. Benevolent. Do you see what I'm saying? And they are conditioned, and then they start making it a them against everybody else when it was never everybody else against them because it's the bad guys. How can everybody be the bad guy? That means that makes absolutely no sense. So you see who the bad guy really is because they start performing and they are taught by these Ashkenazis that sometimes you have to embody and embolden yourself to carry on. In order to find a criminal, you must have a criminal mind. Ergo, the movie, the TV show Criminal Minds. See, nobody wants to see the conditioning because what are you to gain if you didn't create it? What you forget is it doesn't matter who created it. The destabilization is happening and you've been all holding on to it and you refuse to exert your true ordained self-God-given right to illuminate and take yourself to another place, a plateau of difference. Not of indifference against the system, but to difference. And yet they have more than enough of sickly-minded individuals who look at you as if you're nothing because you can't even fight your way out of a wet fucking paper bag. They gave you the paper bag, put you in it, wet it up all the time, and you motherfuckers are still clinging on that bitch like you're supposed to stay in it. Tell me I'm wrong. Please. For all you with those super brains, tell me I'm wrong. I'm not even hitting it on this hard fact truths. I'm just splurging. That's some good ass tea. I love you all, man. When I tell you I have this dark side and I have this relationship with hate, I don't think you get how deep it is. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. Okay? You can accept who you are, or you'll keep holding on to who you become. And anybody donated, I appreciate it. I'll take a look. Let me see if anybody donated $4, $5 or whatever. I don't want to break your piggy banks. I don't want you to rob yourself because you're overspending and don't know how to spend properly. I'm not here to stop that. Hell, I created a bank account so all can have land and we can all buy wood together and sheetrock nails and plaster and calm cement and use bobcats, and we could build everybody's house, sandbag houses in the ground, whatever. And y'all chose to stay where you're at and struggle and go through the shit you're going through. It's not my fault. Okay. Chatahaya hit me yesterday. Appreciated, beloved. Chatahaya hit me. Oh, yo, my man, my brother. I think I got Desmond King. So no, nothing today. I don't expect much. I'm sorry. It is what it is. Anyway, love y'all. And I appreciate y'all taking the time to listen to this old fogey. Read The Whole of Hell Horse and talk about facts are facts. Give me a little thing about what y'all can look for yourselves as far as who's who and the terms and the words. And the fact that we even looked at, and that was pretty fun when I was looking at it, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Why did I even read that? When you're looking at 18th century, Jews didn't exist. And yet when you read stuff and you go to books and all this and another, they want you to believe that the Jews were 17 and 16 and 1500s with all these slave narratives and this BS. Lies. Hell, even that language was solidified until like 1939. Before they ended up going over there and sacking themselves based upon the Belfort agreements and the Hindus who participated in it and Turks and became India at the same time to denote and further remove you from who you truly are as far as the indigo. That means light and love. But hey, if you don't want to read Galatians chapter 4:16 and have a deeper understanding because you don't know how to mitigate and purposely repurpose the things that they state to see beyond the scope of the blindness they put on you, that's on you. Okay? I appreciate you all. Who am I? Nothing but a lonely servant. A servant not for all the people. A servant for the chosen. I used to hate y'all. A servant for the chosen. Y'all better get it together. Sisters, remember, you are the tornado, the whirlwind. This is not just being humble and paying homage. Brothers, the two into one. That's the meridian, the dome, the earth, everything. I'm just telling all my little hand signs, ain't I? Just, why not? See y'all here in a little bit.